heard Turkey Ali Sheik say that he sent you an offer, possibly to face Crawford for coming up here. Is that true, or what happened with that?
No, I don't have any offer. And look, I'm 100% focused on this fight, and then we'll see.
How is Crawford, his composure, going to be like the moment a punch lands on him from Canelo?
Are you kidding me? Take that question back.
Yeah, why?
Because you're talking about Crawford.
Yeah.
He's the
weight classes.
He's the most composed guy. Yeah. What, you don't think he'll be prepared? You think it'll be a shock to him? No.
I think Crawford could beat Canelo Alvarez.
I think he's too small. But then again, I thought he was too small for Spence. So shows what I know. so I don't know. I think that's a lot of weight class jumping. We'll see. It's a good talking point. I don't know that would really happen. Or, I mean, listen, we've seen some strange things in boxing. Don't get me wrong, especially in the recent years. So I don't say never say never. But I don't know how seriously that's going to be taken. But I think when you're at a level, when you come off a big win like Crawford just did, anything you say reverberates through the sport.
When it comes to a fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, people have strong views. However, many think that Alvarez is clearly better because he is a 4-division world champion and the undisputed king of super middleweight. Canelo brings a lot of power, skill, and experience fighting at the highest level, which could be too much for Crawford. On the other hand, Crawford has recently shown that he is the best at welterweight, putting up against someone as big and experienced as Canelo at 168 pounds could be impossible. The mix of Canelo's powerful punches, the constant pressure, and better training in heavier weight classes could be too much for Crawford to handle. Here are some more reasons why Alvarez might win this fight.
It's not official, but it may be a done deal. Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. Early thoughts? What do you think?
Yeah, look, the first thought is, can he handle the weight jump? Can he handle the weight jump? He being Crawford. Against Matvedorf, people are going to say, oh, he had some hiccups. Who don't have hiccups? When you eat something that's a little difficult to eat, and Matvedorf was a little difficult to eat, he's not easy to digest. He's a good fighter. When you eat something that's a little tough to digest, you get hiccups, right? So come on, he's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is, but who's he beating? He unified the, what was his first division? Lightweight, then he unified the junior, then he unified the junior welter, then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter.
The much-anticipated fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford will happen over the weekend of September 20th, 2025, which is Mexican Independence Day. Canelo will defend his WBC, WBA, and WBO super middleweight titles against Crawford. Crawford is moving up from welterweight to 168 pounds, which is a big step. Crawford is known for being skilled and able to do many things well. He will be up against the undisputed King Canelo, who is much stronger than Crawford. This clash promises to be one of the biggest boxing events of the year, with both fighters vying for supremacy in the super middleweight category.
He went on the rant with Teddy Atlas.
What's that mean?
He said you're the most overrated Mexican champion in history. He said that Salvador Sanchez.
Boxeador mexicano.
Más
popular, pero sin causa.
Fucking crazy, that guy. and you think he knows boxing? Fuck.
There are more reasons why Canelo Alvarez would win a fight with Terence Crawford than just his strength. The Mexican superstar has spent years mastering his skill against some of the most dangerous fighters across multiple weight classes, from Gennady Golovkin to Sergey Kovalev. His ability to adapt to different styles, combined with his granite chin, makes him a nightmare for anyone coming into the ring, especially someone moving up in weight like Crawford.
When Terence Crawford said that he moved up and won, and Canelo moved up and lost.
They talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won.
I don't think that was a strong point because Canelo Alvarez actually moved up and won. I mean, he moved up a lot of weight classes, but if you want to talk about light heavyweight, he moved up and he beat Crawford. Then he moved up again and he lost to Bivol. Terrence Crawford, on the other hand, he moves up to 154. He won 115, 113, but it was just an 11-0 Madrimov who didn't really have much of a resume, right? But there's a difference, to be real. I mean, Bivol is a Hall of Fame. Okay, this guy, all-time light heavyweight. It's a bit different. Canelo did knock out Kovalev when he did move up. Okay, and Kovalev is a bigger challenge at light heavyweight than Madrimov at 154 for Terrence Crawford. Let's just keep it a bit.
Canelo's success at super middleweight has showcased his comfort and power at 168 pounds, his physical strength and clinches, accurate body shots, and ability to cut off the ring make it extremely difficult for smaller, faster fighters to stick to their game plan. Crawford's speed and technical brilliance, while amazing, might not be enough to offset the size disparity. Fighting at a weight where Alvarez is naturally stronger could lead to Crawford's punches lacking the impact needed to keep Canelo at bay.
Listen, Canelo needs to understand he's a different fighter now. The deterioration is there. He's not the same guy. He's not that destroyer who's looking for knockouts early and keeps a pace and a pressure on you. He throws 30 punches around. You're not the same guy. So telling everyone you're going to knock them out and then going into, 6 decisions in a row now? Scores a knockdown every time, power's still there. The problem is the pace and the ability to carry on and push. That's the real difference, and that comes with age. He's 34 going on 45 at this, as far as I'm concerned. He's got a ton of fights, been around for a long time, doesn't have that same desire, the same drive to take the chances against these younger, bigger guys, because he is fighting younger, bigger guys. So you got to keep that in mind as well.
When he fought Canelo, and he was like standing right in front of Canelo, and Canelo's just whiffing, it was a life lesson. And then you look at how good Canelo's head movement got after that fight, when he realized it. I mean, my God, when he fought Danny Jacobs, and Canelo's just standing right in front of him, bobbing and weaving. That's all what he learned from fighting Floyd.
Moreover, Canelo's vast experience in high-stakes bouts gives him a mental edge. He's accustomed to the pressures of huge fights, pay-per-view main events, and facing fighters with a wide range of styles from slick boxes to heavy hitters. Crawford, while undefeated, has not faced anyone with a mix of skills, power, and ring IQ that Canelo possesses. Stepping up to weight classes to face someone of Alvarez's caliber might reveal vulnerabilities that Crawford has never had to deal with before.
Es esta, fíjate. Pam, 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 pam. Hun, hun, hun. Pam. Cacho. Hun, hun, hun. Digo. Eso. Eso.
While Crawford's dominance at welterweight is obvious, his recent dismantling of Errol Spence Jr. cemented his legacy of 147 pounds, moving up to fight a natural super middleweight like Canelo is a totally different challenge. Alvarez has been trading punches with fighters who naturally carry more power and durability, and he has proven time and time again that he thrives in these situations. The gap in experience, size, and strength could very well be the deciding factor in this fight. Canelo's ability to wear down opponents with calculated aggression and his devastating bodywork could spell disaster for Crawford, who has never faced such a physical test.
Go crazy with Canelo. Oh, he's too big. He's a good night for Crawford. He's going to bed. All that stuff. Not so fast. Not so fast. Don't forget that the other guy is bringing something to the party too. And he's bringing the things that hopefully I just described to you guys in the best way I can. When it gets closer, we'll get more thorough with it. But right now, I think you know where I'm leaning. And I'll make it even clearer where I'm leaving. So there isn't a lot of suspense. I ain't going against Crawford. Okay? I do think he's that special guy. I think Canelo's special too. But I think Crawford's special in a little bit, even more so. even more so. He hasn't learned how to lose yet. I think he does have those special ingredients that go beyond the physical genetics, the physical DNA. So that's it. Okay, good. You don't like it? Too bad.
I think that was a fair breakdown. I mean, listen, those ingredients you're touching on with the smaller man are the same ingredients you saw in Usyk. Abilities and ways to find a way to win.
I'd like to know what the weight's at in this fight, but has that been figured out yet? Probably not, because
No.
that to me is a variable there.
Teddy Atlas contemplates the difficulty Canelo may have in trying to make 160 pounds, which would be an ideal weight for Crawford to fight at. He notes that Canelo would likely be unwilling to drop to 160 pounds, especially at his current stage in his career. Instead, Atlas speculates that the fight could potentially take place at a catch weight, such as 164 pounds, though he thinks Canelo would be hesitant to agree to such terms given his established weight class dominance at 168 pounds. This issue of weight is key to Atlas's argument, as it could affect the fighter's abilities to execute their ideas and maximize their strengths. Atlas also discusses Crawford's versatility and how it might give him an edge against Canelo despite the size difference.
Everybody, how's it going? Marcos Villegas for Fight Up TV, powered by Stage Front VIP, being joined here with Teddy Atlas. Teddy, I got to get just right to it. Terence Crawford wanting to move up 3 weight classes to fight Canelo Alvarez. You as a trainer, what's your insight on that? And I don't know, would you advise a fighter to move up 3 weight classes to fight someone like Canelo?
You got to remember, he's already moved up 3 weight classes. So now you're talking 6. If you add on 3, you know?
5,
Yeah, my math is different than yours, being that I've been in this business my whole life. So 6 is a lot. 6 weight classes. That's a lot. 3, you know, he had the skeleton for it. Does he have the skeleton to go up 6? I don't know that he does, but I know he's got this. I know he's got this. I know he's got the character, and I know he's got the mind. I know he has special gifts that very few fighters have.
When analyzing a fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, the most obvious factor that stands out is the weight disparity. Canelo has been working comfortably at 168 pounds, dominating fighters who are naturally bigger and stronger. Crawford, on the other hand, has spent the majority of his career at lightweight, junior welterweight, and welterweight, while Crawford is certainly skilled and powerful for his size. Moving up to face a seasoned super middleweight champion like Canelo would require him to overcome an immense physical disadvantage that could seriously limit his ability to execute his usual game plan.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat him.
For world champion Demetrius, Andrade thinks that while Crawford is an exceptional fighter, Canelo's size and experience at higher weight classes give him the edge. Andrade predicts that Crawford might struggle with the power and agility of Canelo. One of the major hurdles for Crawford would be moving up to weight classes to face Canelo. Crawford previously moved up to 154 pounds for his last fight, where he won a decision victory over Israel Madrimov. However, making the leap to super middleweight would mean facing significantly larger and stronger adversaries.
Just a few weeks ago, you heard what Terence Bud Crawford had to say on why he wants to take on Saul Canelo Alvarez.
I just want the opportunity, you know, to fight the best fighter in my generation that's out there. You know, he's the most accomplished fighter, and I would just, you know, just like to, you know, fight another great.
Which is a very noble reason. I mean, it's a reason that I can get behind. If you notice, his primary reason isn't money. He did say it'd be the biggest fight, which, you know, you do want a big fight, but I don't think he meant monetarily, which the money comes, okay? But what he's saying is he want to test himself versus the best. And I think he's telling the truth here, right? Of course you want big money and stuff like that, but I think his swan song is just him testing himself up against the very best. Those are the reasons the war room can get behind.
Are you tired of people asking you about Terence yet?
No, look, I always say, I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented fighter, but he just win one big fight. if you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is.
Yes.
But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with the Spence. He did like almost look very easy. But I knew Terence Crawford is a great fighter. But you never know in boxing. We'll see.
Canelo is known for his deadly power, especially at 168 pounds. He has finished opponents like Caleb Plant and Billy Joe Saunders with powerful body shots and well-timed power punches. Crawford, who has never fought above 147 pounds, may struggle to absorb the kind of damage that Canelo dishes out. Alvarez's ability to hit the body relentlessly would sap Crawford's energy and neutralize his speed advantage.
I mean, I can't really say nothing about that. If that's what he wants to do, then that's what he's going to do. Canelo is a man that he does anything he wants to do. I don't think really what people say affects him. But I feel like the people, they want to see David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez. It's the biggest fight to make happen, and I feel like I'm the biggest threat to him.
Payday. I'm the face of boxing.
Crawford wanted a payday, but Crawford didn't do good at 54. When I talk to people, they all tell me you would have knocked him out at 68.
Well, he knows now. He experiments 154, and he knows. Maybe he do in 168 for a big check.
My last thing, Canelo, you just donated $70 million to build. You donated $70 million to build a center for kids with special needs in Mexico. Tell me about why did you do that?
I always try to help people.
Why?
And I don't like to respond this kind of thing because I don't like to put myself like I help. I help from the bottom of my heart.
It was very nice. Enrique, las palabras de
Crawford is generally regarded as one of the most skilled fighters of this generation. His ability to switch stances seamlessly, his pinpoint accuracy, and his ring generalship have helped him to dominate at every weight class he's fought in. His dismantling of Errol Spence Jr. was a masterclass in timing precision and adaptability. However, moving up to face Canelo would pose challenges that he has never faced before.
Obviously, you can't look forward past Saturday, but do you feel like a fight like Terence Crawford? I see he wants to fight, he's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
You know, everything in my career, every fight make my legacy different and better, no? Terence Crawford is a great fighter, he's a good fighter, but like I say, he's a weight classes for a reason. I'm focused 100% on Berlanga, and then you never know what happened.
Yeah, for sure.
Just a few weeks ago, you heard what Terence Bud Crawford had to say on why he wants to take on Saul Canelo Alvarez.
I just want the opportunity, to fight the best fighter in my generation that's out there. He's the most accomplished fighter, and I would just like to fight another great.
Which is a very noble reason. I mean, it's a reason that I can get behind. If you notice, his primary reason isn't money. He did say it'll be the biggest fight, which you do want a big fight, but I don't think he meant monetarily, which the money comes, okay? But what he's saying is he want to test himself versus the best. And I think he's telling the truth here, right? Of course you want big money and stuff like that, but I think his swan song is just him test himself up against the very best. Those are the reasons the war room can get behind.
Crawford's speed and timing are his best assets, but facing a physically bigger and stronger opponent like Canelo might force him to fight cautiously. Crawford has never met someone who can pressure him with such power while also being defensively responsible. The added weight might also slow him down, reducing the efficiency of his trademark shark counters.
Be great. That'll be 3 times. If you go 154 and win the belt, that's 3 times super. Then I said, chase super greatness. Come on, Canelo. 160.
Well, if he can get in there with Charlo in like his next 2 fights where he still got age on his side, then maybe go up again. Like if he's trying to chase the greatness. But I mean, he already done something that's never been done. Charlo don't want none of that smoke.
Terrence Crawford, I see he wants to fight. He's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
Everything in my career, every fight make my legacy different and better. No, Terrence Crawford is a great fighter. He's a good fighter, but you know, like I say, he's weight classes for a reason. I'm focused 100% on Berlanga, and you never know what happened.
Yeah,
Next.
yeah.
Canelo is one of the best body punchers in the sport. He steadily breaks down opponents by targeting their midsection, leaving them vulnerable as the fight progresses. Crawford, who has never faced someone with Canelo's level of body attack, might struggle to keep his movement and sharpness over 12 rounds.
My good friend, my brother, Terrence Crawford, wants to fight Canelo.
Yeah.
Just from your expert opinion, knowing how Canelo fights, what he's like in the ring. I know you haven't been in the ring with Terrence, but what do you think of that fight?
I truly believe, that, anything can happen in boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terrence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that, his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better, you know what I'm saying? But Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
And like I said, you can't count him out, you know what I'm saying?
Saul, my carnal, how are you? Quick question. I know, as we walk, Canelo, how important is it that you've spoke with Turki Al-Sheikh?
Say again, please.
How important for you is it that you've spoke to Turki Al-Sheikh, and what did you speak about?
Look, I like to work with everybody. I'm a free agent and I like to work with everybody. And I like to have the doors open.
Are we gonna see Canelo Crawford next?
We'll see. It's a possibility there always. No, we'll see what happens.
Have you spoke with Turki about that show about Canelo?
We know each other. We don't talk that much for make a deal and anything, but we now know each other, and we'll see what happens.
Last one, I know you're pushed for time. Benavidez Morel, who wins?
It's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good fight. 50-50 fight.
Canelo, thank you.
What are your thoughts on the upcoming Canelo versus Crawford fight? Do you think Crawford can make a successful jump to super middleweight, or will Canelo prove too dominant? Share your predictions and views in the comments below.